Hello everyone who is watching this on
Hi.
our Sunday harvest. It is a Sunday, so welcome. And of course, I'm joined with the lovely Izzy Hobbs, who has joined me for this quick little interview for you today. So we're going to start off with quite a nice, easy, icebreakery kind of question, and that is Sunday harvest is a feature that we started that was about talking about things that have been on our minds this week. So I want to know, Izzy, what's been on your mind this week? What has been preoccupying those little grey cells?
Well, that's a very good question. You know what? I've actually been thinking a lot about post-lockdown because I just thought that that's it. There's not going to be any more gigs ever again. We're just going to be in this weird dystopian world. But actually, I bought my first gig ticket today, and I'm very excited about it. So I've been thinking about that the past week.
That is big news. And what is it for? What's the gig?
It's for London Grammar in Manchester in November. So I'm very excited.
Amazing. I mean, we're going to get into like favourite musicians and that kind of thing, but London Grammar, their new stuff has been incredible.
Yeah.
Really liked that.
It's very good. It's been like the kind of stuff that I'd put on to like have a little cry whilst doing the washing up in the kitchen, you know. It's that kind of music.
Yeah.
But I like
also,
it.
It's music that will make you cry, but also make you just like feel warm and fuzzy. It's kind of one of those ones that does a bit of both.
Yeah, it kind of makes you feel strangely euphoric afterwards in a weird sort of, you know, I've
100%.
just cried and now I feel great. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
100%. But I mean, the reason we're here today and the reason that we ever got introduced was all around International Women's Day 2021.
Yes.
And so we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about Leeds, all of these wonderful things. But what could be a great place to start? Because it's kind of recently been released as all the social media and that kind of thing. Girls Can Play Guitar. Where has this come from? It's a project stemming from yourself. You are the mastermind behind it. So where did it come from? What was the inspiration behind it?
I think I just kind of found like, because I'm a female guitarist, and I think I found that although there's there's loads of spaces for women in music now, which is absolutely great, and I think that's an amazing thing. I think for me, I found that all the spaces for women in music were kind of like acoustic stuff and like singer-songwriter stuff, which again is great, and no tea, no shade against singer-songwriters. But I think I found that I didn't really fit into any of that, and there's been quite a few times where like where there's a space for women in music, and they were saying like, oh, we need female-led bands, and I was thinking, well, I'm not the leader of the band, I'm the guitarist, so does that count, does it not count? I don't know, I feel like there's kind of like a gap in that sort of market for female instrumentalists, and actually females working behind the scenes, like promoters like yourself, and I just feel like that's kind of still not really being spoken about that much.
For sure. It's definitely been like a move in that direction, which has been amazing. I mean, even looking at, places like Leeds, like Girl Gang, amazing community space. Definitely. You've got girls do that too, and Eva and all the work she's been doing with Come Play With Me and all these amazing things. So it's definitely been, we're getting there, we're moving steps in the right direction. And people 100%. Like you and Girls Can Play Guitar is kind of just adding to that, which is incredible. The more the merrier, in my opinion. Yeah. But you studied as well at Leeds Conservatoire, and how does that work with Girls Play Guitar? Did those two kind of ever interlink together? Have you got inspiration from the work that you've done?
Yeah, I think so. I think through studying at uni, obviously studying at music conservatoire, you meet so many like-minded people, and I've met so many amazing female musicians, and yeah, they've definitely kind of been the reason that I've sort of wanted to start it through gigging through Leeds and stuff like that. It's kind of just made me think, actually, there are people who will support this, and there's loads of friends I have that are just so talented, and I just want a platform to show them off, basically. Yeah, I think it's inspired that, definitely.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're 100% right. Like Leeds, the North in general, Yorkshire as a county, like it's such a hotbed for amazing creatives. And I think the International Women's Day event showcases two fantastic artists, Laura and Zay. So you am I right in thinking that you knew a lot of Laura kind of before the International Women's Day kind of event? How did you come across Laura, and what's your kind of relationship there?
So we actually had the same class together last year. We were both in concerts and touring class with Nick Simcox, who runs a Porto. So it's all connected. It's all connected here. Yeah, and I'd kind of heard of her because I think when you're in a conservatoire, you see the posters that people put up of events they're playing. You kind of get to know people through how much music they do outside of the uni rather inside it. So I'd seen her a couple of times, and I just thought she was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I was just really excited to work with her, to be honest.
Yeah, and I've had a sneaky little preview of what's coming out on Monday, and everyone who's watching this, you're not going to be disappointed because both Laura and Zay have killed it, and it's a really interesting, it kind of works really nicely together, both of them, but also separately on their own. I think they're phenomenal artists.
So different. They're so different, and I really like that.
Yeah. So as we've already talked about, kind of you already knew Nick beforehand, but with Oporto, was Oporto a venue that you've kind of frequented often? Like, what does the Leeds kind of scene look like to you? Like, where's your favourite places to go when we could go places?
I used to go to Oporto a lot in first year for like the Gaslight Club and stuff like that. I used to love going there. In terms of putting on gigs, because the other events company that I had before Girls Play Guitar was called Groove Issues Events, which is still going. You can still find us on all social media. And we put on like drag shows and stuff like that. So we've always used Wharf Chambers just because we wanted that kind of grungy DIY scene where with Wharf you can literally do whatever you want to the venue. You can decorate it and whatever you want. And when putting on a drag show, that is very, very useful, being able to make your own dressing rooms and stuff like that. So I actually hadn't put on any gigs at Oporto before this event, which is exciting. Yeah, I think Wharf and Oporto are definitely up there on my favourites. I do miss Fuzzy Logic at Hi-Fi. I miss, at Wire. I miss Fuzzy Logic a lot. But
yeah, well, we're all so excited to get back out there and to get back into the music that we all love and those live spaces. And something like this event, this International Women's Day event, it's going to be hopefully a little sneak preview of what we're going to be experiencing again later on in the year. So it's all good stuff. All good stuff. But tell me, are you from Yorkshire? Are you local to kind of the Leeds area?
I'm afraid I'm not. No, I'm an outsider. I come from Norfolk, so quite different to Leeds.
So what brought you up here then?
I think, well, to be fair, I'd always had my heart on Leeds Conservatoire, which used to be called Leeds College of Music. I was kind of like adamant on going there, so I didn't actually apply for anywhere else, which was, well, I think I panic applied for Colchester and then realised I actually didn't want to go to Colchester. Yeah, I think I just kind of had my heart set on Leeds. And also at the time, because I was like, probably like 17, 18. For me, all my favourite bands always played Leeds. So that was definitely, because I'm used to coming from the middle of nowhere where literally like no one bothers going to Norfolk. Unless you're an old person on holiday, like no one ever bothers going there. So yeah, that was definitely a selling point for Leeds. Was actually being able to do stuff.
Yeah, I think Leeds is a great city for that. I mean, not just the music scene, but all aspects of the arts kind of scene, especially up north in Yorkshire and in Leeds specifically, it's incredible. And our jobs of trying to kind of convey this art to the masses, it's exciting because there's so much of it. And you know, hopefully we'll be here for a long time doing all of that, so that's incredible. I do have one final question for you, Izzy. Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Thanks for having me.
No, don't worry. And that is, do you, obviously, with your kind of background and that kind of thing, do you have any recommendations for us and the people of Bloom Sessions, whether that be music, art, TV, film, whatever? Do you have anything, any pearls of wisdom that you can pass over to us?
Oh God, that's such a broad question, Claire. You've really you put me on the spot with this one.
I know, I've thrown you under the bus.
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think. Like, the only thing I can think of was like independent businesses around Leeds, but I don't know if that's kind of to do with what your question is.
Oh, it absolutely can be. Go for it. Why not?
Oh, well,
I can give you one of mine if you would like.
Yeah, please. You can give me one of yours.
Because this week I have been binge watching RuPaul's Drag Race because I I was late to the party on this season, and I've been binge watching it all week because I wanted to. Oh, it's incredible. And I wanted to finish it before the final. So my life has basically just been episode 1, episode 2, and I feel like my week is just, I don't know what day it is, I just know what episode I'm on. So that's how my week's been, and that is my recommendation for all the lovely people at Bloom Sessions. Watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's a good recommendation. Do you know what? I'm going to take you up on that. That's we've been watching in my flat. We've been watching Homeland, which is like from 2011, and so I have the attention span of a gnat. I literally can't sit through anything for more than 2 episodes without getting bored. And we're on like season 4. We've powered through 4 seasons in like a week. Wow. And so I would definitely recommend everyone watch Homeland. Or if you want something to give you a laugh, Kath and Kim is also a very good shout.
I was going to say Homeland, binge watching that. Every time I saw the advert, it was like intense.
It is intense. Like, yeah,
sitting down and watching that all 4 seasons. Whoosh. But yes, it's great recommendations.
Thank you. Yeah, Kath and Kim's. You watch Homeland, get all intense, and then you watch Kath and Kim to unwind. That's how I'd recommend doing it.
It's a lovely balance, I think. And then RuPaul's Drag Race after that.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Well, Izzy, thank you so much for joining us and having a little chat with us on this kind of Sunday. To all of the lovely Bloom Sessions people who are out there watching this, make sure to put a little timer in your phone or your apps or whatever to remember that International Women's Day is taking place tomorrow, March 8th, and we will be having a full day of fun on the social media, as well as at 8 p.m. the wonderful Laura Kinderland and Zay will be performing on Oporto TV.
Woo!
Very exciting. Izzy, do you have any final socials or anything like that you want to plug?
I would say, just if you like groovy events, I would say go and check out Groovy Issues if you like RuPaul's Drag Race or anything like that. And if you want to see more women in music, then go like Girls Can Play Guitar. I think that's all. That's all I have. That's all I have. Go check out those.
That's all I have.
Take what I have. Yeah.
Well, amazing. Thank you so much, Izzy. Thank you so much, viewers. Take care.